Hey y'all, you got Doug Gore, Dougie Doo here with Cajun Soft Wash. I want to talk about the word quality, what it means to the client, and then I want to talk about the follow through with what you do and what you say. And then I want to also encompass in being fair to others around you. So let me tell you what happened and why this video is coming about. I called somebody to give me a price on coming out and mowing the grass at our new shop. This place is overgrown. The weeds are taking over. It's nasty out there. And I know the initial cut is going to cost me more than any other cuts because there's a lot of work out there. I'm going to tell you. It's a small area, but there's a lot of work out there. So I call this guy because he's got his number and stuff on his truck. It's a magnetic sticker thing, but it looks nice. His truck looks nice. His stuff looks nice. And so he comes over and he meets with me. When he steps out of his truck, he pretty much, I mean, almost the very first words out of his mouth were, "I just want you to know I'm about quality." Okay? That's what he said. I just want you to know I'm about quality. Being on the receiving end of a sales pitch and him telling me he's about quality, I liked it a lot. Okay? And I expect a higher price out of him. I expected it. I expect a higher price out of him because he said, "I am about quality," right off the bat. Boom. Okay, I want to set it off right now. So great. And then we went out and we looked, and he said, "Hey, is there any metal out in all these weeds and all this?" I said, "Dude, I have no idea." And I told him, I know that the initial cutting is going to cost me more than future cuttings. And then he said, "Hey, I'm really glad that you understand that because I was going to mention that it's cost more the first time than the cuts afterwards." Great, got that out the way. We walked around, we talked about things. And then we go, I've got this concrete bench outside and, table set. And we sit down out there and he says, "Okay, your initial cut is going to be $60. Your cut every 2 weeks after that is going to be $50. And that's where things went south for us. He started off telling me he was all about quality. And I expected a higher price. So this is where the fairness comes in, too. I could tell that he's a young man and that he just didn't know, okay? He has pride in what he does, but he doesn't really know pricing and things of that nature. So I said, "Look, man, let me do this. Let me tell you something. You've turned me off, and I want to tell you why. Okay, you stepped out of your truck and you told me you're all about quality." And he's like, "I am. I'm about quality." I said, "Great. Quality costs money. Would you agree?" "Well, yeah." "Okay." And I looked around and I'm like, "Dude, this ain't no $60 job. The initial cut here is not $60. I mean, I'm telling you right now, I'd have been a hundred and a quarter to start off on a cut like this." And his eyes were like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah. I mean, I think $50 every 2 weeks is too much." Okay. So you're telling me you're about quality, but you come in with this low price for the initial cut, and then you're going to give me a high price for the cuts after that. Okay, there's not much there. And so we kind of discussed that a little bit, and he was surprised. And he says, "Normally I get people that they hire me for the initial cut, and then I don't ever hear from them again." And I said, "This is why. You're too low for the initial cut." "Yeah, definitely, all day long, man. I'm going to have you out here $60, man. I'm going to be screaming happy. But then I'm not happy with that weekly cut after that, okay? Or bi-weekly, every 2 weeks." So anyhow, he was kind of like, "Man, I'd like to, try to get some more commercial work and blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Look, let's do this, okay? I think this initial cut's worth $125. You say $60, so how about this? How about I pay you $75 for the initial cut? So you're happy because you're going to make $15 more, and I'm happy because I'm going to save more than I wanted to. And I'm telling you up front, I would pay $125. I'm being honest with you, okay? But we're not gonna schedule any cleanings after that or any cuttings after that. You're going to come in, you're going to do a job. I'm going to see what kind of job you do. You're going to find out what it takes you to do this job, and then you're going to come back to me and you're going to give me a price on your weekly cut. Okay, you can come back and say it's 25. You can come back and say it's 50. You can come back and say it's 175. I'm not telling you where to be at in your price. I'm just telling you to come back and we'll discuss it at that time. So my points to this video are that if you're starting off talking about quality, people expect a higher price. They expect quality. Quality costs, and they know it. I knew as soon as he told me that this guy was going to cost me more. But then he messed up and he wasn't more. And then the being fair part is he didn't know, and he needed a little help. And so being fair to him, I told him what I would have paid, and I told him what now I'm willing to pay him. And he accepted the proposal from me. So he's going to come back tomorrow. He's going to do the initial cut. But he had one requirement to accepting my proposal. And that was he have the ability to pick my brain every now and then about the pricing and the way that it is. And I felt actually pretty humbled by that, because I reached out and I helped him. And I think that's something we should all do. Be fair. If you come across somebody and you know that they know it, you know that in their heart of hearts they're good people, they're hard workers, and they're going to do a quality job, but they miss a step and they actually hurt themselves in the end. Instead, I could have just as easily said, you know what, this guy screwed up, he's not going to do a quality job, out the door, go away, I don't want to see you no more. But I'm giving him the chance, and my bet is tomorrow he shows up here, he does an absolutely awesome job. He probably comes back at $40 every 2 weeks. I don't know, I'm assuming that. And I would accept that. I think that would be fair. And because it ain't going to take, but seriously, to cut this place is going to take him about 15 minutes, if that. So I think that's pretty fair. But anyhow, that's just my little rant for the day that I don't even really have time for, but I wanted to make sure I got that out there, because I felt like being on the end of that, of what I heard about quality and how I felt about it, I just wanted to share that with y'all. Anyhow, I appreciate y'all for listening to me, and Doug Gore, Dougie Doo with Cajun. I appreciate y'all. Peace out.